Next up, the European Union getting tough on American companies. It's going after Apple, saying it owes more taxes to Ireland, even though Apple and Ireland had their own tax deal. Apple may appeal it. The Irish cabinet is talking about appealing it too. This could be the new start of a trend as the EU has its sights set on other big U.S. names like Starbucks, McDonald's, Google, Facebook. Joining me now to discuss is the Consumer Technology Association President and CEO Gary Shapiro. And we've got Shah, the editor of Capital Wave Forecast. First to you, Shah, the EU is basically retroactively rewriting tax laws for other countries. What's the fallout of this?
It doesn't make any sense, and there's a huge amount of fallout. First of all, I think the British are probably going to do well with it because a lot of these companies were going to maybe domicile themselves over there. But first of all, Apple did nothing wrong. The Irish allowed them to set up this, we'll call it a scheme, which was completely legal. Now the European Commission is saying that what Ireland did was illegal. They shouldn't have allowed them to do it. So now they want $14.5 billion out of Apple, and they're going after other companies, and they're going to create a huge problem for themselves. These companies are domiciling jobs there, and they're doing a lot. So the corporate rate in Ireland is 12.5%. So I think Ireland decided it would be better to have jobs and prosperity in Ireland than collect 12.5% from Apple's revenue.
Yeah, Gary,
that makes more sense
to Shah's point, you know, Ireland turned itself from a backwards farm economy into the Silicon Valley of the European Union. And do we really, the thing is, do we really want the EU as a global tax regulator?
We don't want them as a global tax regulator, and this is just a part of their frustration, that because they don't know how to innovate. They haven't had an innovative tech company in the last 25 years other than maybe Spotify, and Spotify now is talking about moving to the U.S. Their problem is they're envious, they're jealous, and they're using continental protectionism to try to go after major U.S. companies. They did it with IBM, Microsoft, Qualcomm, Intel, Facebook, Google, and now it's Apple. It's just sheer desperation, and maybe they should look at their own policies, their own tax policies, their own regulations, and how difficult it is to do business there, because they're doing the exact opposite of what they should be doing. Yeah. And this is part of that pattern.
You know, it almost feels, Shah, incrementally that these stories pile up and the broader world out there, they're understanding the implications of tax policy on jobs.
Well, I think part of this, and I agree with what Gary said, is the socialization of Europe in terms of let's, redistribute wealth. So take what we can from the companies that are making money, and that is dampening innovation, certainly, and they want to create more competition, which is, again, I can understand that they want to create more competition, but by knocking down companies that are creating jobs to do that and then replacing with what? Nothing yet? I don't understand.
Gary, do you think this holds up?
Oh, no. Not only does it not hold up, it has to get thrown out. It could affect our entire relationship with the EU. It could force Ireland to look at what Britain has done and think about their relationship. And actually, but we have to look at ourselves. We have to lower our tax rates. We have to look at a different way of taxing companies so they're taxed only on where they earn the income. We've helped cause this problem because our taxes are the highest in the developed world for corporations. That's unacceptable. You put that in our immigration policy together, and we're forcing our companies to go overseas, and that's wrong.
Yeah, but how are you going to get tax reform when you have the likes of Harry Reid and Charles Rangel, people like that there?
Harry Reid will be gone.
I understand that, but there's still Democrats in there who are opposed to that. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Gary, but trust me, I hear it.
This may be a money grab.
Do you think this could be the watershed moment that they say enough?
This could be a watershed.
I think this is a money grab because I think if someone like Donald Trump...
It's a money grab, but get it.
If Donald Trump gets in and he wants to lower taxes in the United States, then what's going to happen is the European Union wants to grab that tax money first. The United States is worried about that because if the European Union grabs taxes from American companies, when they repatriate capital here, they get to write off what they paid to the European Union. So that's less tax money coming into the United States. And I think they want to try and grab that before tax changes come about.
Listen,
and that's a problem.
The European Union is growing like crabgrass. And now, Gary, final word to you. You get the final word. I mean, maybe Great Britain could pick off Apple. Maybe another country could say, you know what, we're going to leave the EU. Come to us. Come to us. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, certainly it will affect companies' decisions, but really what's so crazy about this is it was like California going after Nevada or New York going after Florida saying, you moved out 10 years ago because you didn't like our high taxes. Now we're going after you for 10 years of back taxes. This will not hold up. It is absurd, but it's just part of a bad trend, and Europeans have to switch what they're doing and start competing globally.
Well, thank you, Gary and Shah. And also, final point, U.S. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew not liking this either. Doesn't like the fact that EU regulators coming after U.S. companies. Guys, thank you.